My little brother Leo didn't hum, sing, or even whistle for exactly 312 days. He used to be the absolute loudest kid in our neighborhood. But when our dad passed away last spring, Leo's music just died with him. His therapist called it an emotional block. She told us we just had to wait it out. Yesterday, after school, I dragged Leo with me to the Grumpy Bird, this quirky indie coffee shop in our downtown area. I am a junior in high school, and I was desperately trying to cram for a brutal 11th grade physics midterm. Leo was just sitting across from me in the booth, quietly sketching in his notebook. Then the barista changed the overhead playlist. A soft acoustic cover of Sweet Child O' Mine started playing. It was the exact song our dad used to play for us on his old 6-string guitar. Every single Sunday morning, I kept my eyes glued to my textbook, trying to ignore the heavy lump forming in my throat. But then I heard it. A tiny, raspy hum. I looked up. Leo had put his pencil down. He was staring out the window, and his lips were moving. "Where do we go?" he whispered, his voice cracking. "Where do we go now?" My heart completely stopped. I didn't dare move a muscle. I didn't even breathe. I just smiled, feeling the tears instantly blur my physics notes. He was singing. My little brother was actually singing again. His voice started getting a little louder, finally finding the melody. It was the most beautiful sound I had ever heard. Then a sharp voice cut through the air. "Excuse me." I jumped. A woman at the table right next to us, dressed in a sharp, expensive-looking pantsuit, was glaring at Leo. She had her laptop open and a single AirPod in her ear. "Could you please keep it down?" she snapped, waving her hand dismissively at him. "Some of us are actually trying to work, and your humming is incredibly distracting." Leo physically recoiled. His shoulders hiked up to his ears, his mouth snapped shut, and he stared down at his shoes. 312 days of silence. And this awful woman was about to reset the clock to 0. I felt a flash of pure, white-hot anger. I opened my mouth to tear into her, but someone beat me to it. Marcus, the owner of the Grumpy Bird, wiped his hands on his apron and marched right out from behind the espresso machine. "Ma'am," Marcus said, his voice booming across the cafe, "I'm going to need you to pack up your laptop and leave." The woman scoffed, looking utterly offended. "Are you joking? I buy a $7 latte here every single day. You're kicking me out over a noisy child?" "I've known that boy since he was in a stroller," Marcus said, crossing his arms, his face stone cold. "His dad used to bring him in here, and today is the very first time I've heard him sing in almost a year. So yeah, you can take your business somewhere else." The cafe went completely, dead silent. The woman turned beet red, shoved her laptop into her designer bag, and stormed out the front door. Marcus walked over to our table. He smiled gently at Leo. "Don't mind her, kiddo," Marcus whispered. "I actually forgot how the second verse of that song goes. Think you could help me out?" Leo looked at Marcus. He looked at me, and then, with a shaky, beautiful breath, he started to sing again.